Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate this. And on behalf of Clara and Monica, who you just saw in the video that we prepared last fall, as well as our CEO, Madeline Buckingham, and all the staff in New York, in our San Francisco headquarters, and in our Washington bureau, and the board of directors of Mother Jones, I just want to say how much we appreciate this recognition. It matters a great deal to us to see our work bear fruit like this. I want to thank Ithaca College, the Park Center for Independent Media, and the Park Foundation, and all our friends here in the Ithaca community for your support. I wanted to say just a couple of things. I'll try to keep it very short so that Kate and David maintain your attention. I came across a quote from a guy named John Fullerton, who's a former J.P. Morgan managing director who woke up a few years ago and decided that that was not the world for him. And he left and began working using his financial skills on how to reform the financial system to take health of the globe and climate protection into account. And he wrote a post recently about why Swarthmore College should seriously consider divesting from fossil fuel stock investments, even if it was true that there would be no significant economic impact or market impact on the companies that they invested in or the general fossil fuel market. He said that it mattered to him because it demonstrated both a moral, ethical, and long-view understanding of what fiduciary responsibility is, and also would open up a conversation on the campus. And he ended that post by speaking to the trustees at Swarthmore and asking the question that stuck with me since I read it, which is simply, when you know, what do you do? When you know, what do you do? And it gives me a way into talking about Mother Jones to pose that question for a couple of reasons. The first is that we think about that question a lot when we're working. As journalists, we spend most of our time on the first part, when you know. Because after all, that's really our job. Our job is to help you guys understand the world that we live in as much as we can understand it in a deep sense, to go beyond the cable news chatter and the confusing way in which news bits are reported, and try to give a deeper contextual understanding of the world we live in, to give it to you in a way that is understandable, that has a human face on it, and that provides you with something of use that you can choose then to put into action to make the world a better place. But we also live in the second part of that question, the what do you do part. Because our mission at Mother Jones is to produce revelatory journalism that in its power and reach informs and inspires a more just and democratic society. That's why this organization exists. The journalism is the means to achieving that larger goal. So this is what we do. And this is why this award matters to all of us so much. The other thing that Fullerton's post reminded me of is the importance of our community of support. As you heard from Clara and Monica in this video, and as we'll all mention in one way or another, journalism is in a tremendous state of flux. And just a couple of numbers to throw at you. There are 30% fewer newsroom employees in American newspapers this year than there were in the year 2000. And for the first time since 1978, there are less than 40,000 full-time professionals working in American newspapers for the first time since 1978. There is this enormous change happening in the way in which we produce and consume and create news and information. That's the hard part. But at the same time, We are living in an extraordinary moment for journalism. Anyone who has one of these things, I was going to take a picture, but it's a little dark in here. Anyone who has one of these things can commit acts of journalism. They may be of better or lesser quality, but you can get it out there, and they are invaluable to this deep kind of democratizing impulse that we see in the way that people use the new tools that we have available, both for professional journalists like those of us at Mother Jones, but for everyone. And that's what makes the moment we're in for us so exciting. Without a community of support, of people who care about the work that we do, we would not be in a position to test out the proposition that Mother Jones can move into the future as a new anchor institution in American journalism to demonstrate how it's done right. We would not be here without your support, quite literally. Jeff mentioned a couple of numbers that are worth repeating, and also to kind of clarify some of the information in the program. So 200,000 paid subscribers in the magazine, roughly 4 million unique visitors a month to our website, 100 million page views last year to our digital sites, which is double what it was the year before. And in some senses, most importantly, we were fortunate to receive support from just under 39,000 individual contributors last year. So the result of that is that roughly half of our support comes from people, from individuals. The other half is the kind of traditional advertising and subscription revenue. But roughly half is from folks like you making important gifts of whatever size works for you. And that's what makes this reporting possible. It really is part of the future of American journalism, to connect with and be a part of a larger community of interest. So we call it a hybrid business model, but really what it is about the relationship between an organization, its staff, its board, and that larger community. So that gives us the ability then to answer the question, when you knew, what did you do? This is what we do. We do it together. And for all of us at Mother Jones, thank you very much for this award.